Hi, everyone. Welcome to O-WINNERE's webinar. So glad to have you all here. We've got already 290 people. Wow, that's a really good turnout. So happy. I think you're going to enjoy tonight. It's a continuation of last week, and our topic last week was Ash Mufareh, but we didn't have time for everyone to express themselves. So it is open mic tonight, and the topic is Ash Mufareh, the man, the myth, the living legend. And we're going to have a couple of speakers, just a couple, and then it's open mic. So as you hear people speak, maybe take some notes. If you get inspired, at the end, we'll have time for you to raise your hands and speak, okay? So we're going to begin with Dr. Pekam Pekusi. She is a certified life coach and a pharmacist by profession. We're glad to have Dr. Pekam Pekusi here. You may go ahead and speak.
Thank you, Angeline. Good evening, my on-Pacifians. Good evening, all those on the panel. Good evening, all the attendees. Buonasera a tutti. Bonsoir. And it's always a privilege for me to come on this platform to speak with my on-passive family. We are all very, very hot. We are counting the days. The days are really, really numbered. Everybody is excited and we are all anxious to hear something, to hear the Besora, to hear the good news. So I'm going to start our talk today. Today is all about Mr. Ash. Mr. Ash, our brother, our friend, our CEO. So I'm going to start with a quote by Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama says, and I quote, "You may live in the world as it is, but you can still work to create the world as it should be." End quote. Our CEO, Mr. Ash, has been doing just that for the past 4 years. I actually do not think this vision of his started only 4 years ago. I'm very, very convinced that he started thinking about this throughout his life. An opportunity for him to change the world. I truly believe he has been using his frontal lobe of his brain, which is the center of intention, attention, creation, focus, concentration, to ask empowering questions on how can I change humanity? What is it I can do to improve the standard of living of people? Once upon a time, I had a great man, Mr. Michael Bernard Beckwith, say in one of his interviews, he said something that was really, really powerful. And I'm just going to repeat what I heard him say. I don't know if it's original to Mr. Beckwith, but this is what I heard him say. Mr. Beckwith said during this interview, he said, behind every problem is the question trying to ask itself. Behind every question is an answer waiting to reveal itself. Behind every answer is an action trying to express itself. And behind every action is a way of life trying to be born. From the above, I bet you all will agree with me that Mr. Ash identified a problem in the way the wealth of the earth was distributed. If he did not identify a problem, a question would not have come up. An answer would not have been revealed to him in the form of create a community on passive. Without this answer, there would be no action taken by all our geniuses working in our offices in India. And because of this action, by a phenomenal group of highly skilled individuals, a new way of life is about to be born to us and our families. Mr. Ash, as a life coach, I truly want to thank you for giving me an opportunity to witness the truth I have been learning. Yes, it is true, everything exists in the eternal now. And it starts with a thought, which is a unit of mental energy. And we know that according to science, energy is neither created or destroyed, which means this mental energy, if persisted upon, is converted into form, which is what we are witnessing today on passive. There is absolutely nothing which is impossible to him who believes in infinite intelligence or the force or Brahman or God, because this person has realized that he or she is simply a vessel that the divine power is using to experience life on planet Earth. Once we grasp this truth, like Mr. Mufareh has, then we will truly experience death to self and life to the spirit within each and every one of us. We are all eyewitnesses to this great miracle. Tomorrow, those of us who are founders on this platform, we shall be the ones to carry the good news or the Besora to the ends of the world. We shall be the ones telling people how a single individual conceived an idea from source, nursed it for a period of time, which is where the mystery lies. And at fullness of time, this conception was birth, which is the fruit we are all eating, because on passive will be known by all people. Last week, our sister Jolie recognized Mr. Ash's mom and the role she played in his life and still continues to play up to today. I am so glad that we and I have a CEO like this who is showing us the rightful place of a mother. Without the wombed man or a woman, humanity will not exist. But today, I want to recognize Mr. Ash's wife. My dear sister and friend, you are a rare gem. Scripture says in the book of Proverbs that he who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from God. The reason is the woman is like the right side of the brain. The woman is a husband's protector. The woman is a husband's ally. She nurtures his visions and his dreams. She holds him accountable. So the fact that our CEO is so consistent and focused shows us he has a wonderful support system. We know how a nagging wife can cause a man to live in the roof of a house. But our sister has been persistent with her husband, making sure he fulfills his vision. Thank you, Mrs. Ash, and may your children all grow to call you blessed. And for you, Mr. Ash, I want to thank you. And I will conclude again with the words of our president, former President Barack Obama. He says, and I quote, "If you are walking down the right path and you are willing to keep walking, eventually you will make progress," end quote. Mr. Ash, you are making progress. And like you said today on 360, 2 important days in a man's life are the day the man was born and the day he dies. But there is a 3rd day, which you said was even more important. And that is the day the man finds out his purpose. Mr. Ash, you have discovered your purpose. Keep walking, our CEO, our brother, and our friend, for you're going where no one has been before, and you're leaving a trail, and you're definitely making progress, and your co-founders are with you. Thank you. Back to you, Auntie Lynn.
Thank you, Dr. Takusi. And you know, when Mr. Mufareh speaks, he speaks with conviction. And as he said, he knows his purpose in life. And that's a good thing because we have a very strong, determined, and focused leader. We're very blessed. So thank you so much for sharing those words. Now we go on to Oliver Fonte.
Hi, everybody. Hope we are all fired up today. Thank you, Dr. Peckham, for the wonderful, inspiring word and about our CEO, the legend, the living legend. I want to thank everybody in the house and for what we heard today. I hope we are all fired up. And also thank our big brother, Madi, for opening the webinar. Lynn, Marcia, CV. I want to thank all of you for being there and be part of us. And Mr. Ash Mufareh, our living legend. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He told us today that if we don't see him tomorrow or Friday, he will be out. He will be coming out few days or days to come because he's stuck in the cool and he wants to come and show us a live application. A live application. I want that word, the live application. Therefore, we are there. It is done and we are fine. When IT guys, when we finish with our development, the coding and everything, testing, and he did not say like he showed us last time. He showed us the OBS. It was in a test environment, but today he said he will come and show us the live application, which therefore means the OBS is done. OMail, he said, is above the cloud level. They show us also ONET today is unspeakable. Then he also said O-Trim will be out. The two paid products, O-Tracker and O-Connect. And I also really want to thank the tech team, the managers that are in Hyderabad from the bottom of my heart, that, like I said last week, that we are indebted to them for the wonderful job that they've done and they'll keep doing by upgrading or updating all those products. I want to thank them for all what they've done in a very short period of time. In less than 4.5 years, we have all these products out. Zoom took more than 4 years to come up with one product, and it's still a mess. 20,000 that the CEO that we have on our plan for $8,000, 15,000 people are in, start kicking people out. But now we are going to have, we'll get our O-Connect with all the disruptive features and what we've seen. We want to say thank you, our living legend, Mr. Ash Mufareh. Like Susie McRae said on her video, that was yesterday or when she talked about getting the balcony. And that getting the balcony or get the balcony is exactly who Mr. Ash Mufareh is. It's exactly who Mr. Ash Mufareh is. That she described Mr. Ash Mufareh like the adaptive leader. And that is who Mr. Ash is. A man who takes care of all the employees, who makes sure that everything, the day-to-day work of ONPASSIVE from Monday through Sunday is done. Not only the staff, but we, the founders, also. Comes and talk to us, tell us what is going on, make us to be happy despite all the difficulties that he's going through behind the scene, but he comes out with a smiling face. That is who Mr. Ash Mufareh is, and that is who a good leader is supposed to be. I want to say, Mr. Ash, thank you. A man with vision, a strategist, a man that has introduced the world into the most disruptive products, digital products that are going to come out. He is going to, like, I don't know the word to use, but the world will know you, will know me, will know us, and will know everybody. With the structure that he has put out there, on-passive, and the products, domain names, more than 1 million domain names, and our website, like he said today, that our website is going to be the best. And if you look at the website that came out today, in fact, I will advise everybody to go there. It's link 79. Go and look at it, and you yourself, you will confirm. And as from this week, we are going to have 3 websites, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And you know where we are heading to, what he told us last time. After 3 a week, we will start having 1 a day. When we start getting 1 a day, then that is the time for us to go to the market. And our website, like he said, is going to have different time zones, different languages. Everybody is going to have different website running. Only on-passive can do that under the leadership of Mr. Ash Mufareh, our living legend. You know, when I look at myself, I ask that question all the time. How did I get here? How did I get here? Only God can answer that question for me. And all of us sitting here, well, I will always ask ourselves that question. But for what I can say is that God brought out of the 7 billion people in the world, God has chosen about 1 million of us to accompany Mr. Ash Mufareh, the living legend, so that we can make the world a better place. And I want to thank him for that. And I want to make him to understand that we are there with him and we owe him that. And I also want us to understand something. Let me talk about expectation. I got that from Mr. Redfern, expectation. Here, Mr. Ash Mufareh has made us to, now we can expect that our life, we are going to have a change life. And he has like changed our mindset also. Mr. Ash Mufareh has changed our mindset. All of us came in here for money, to make money, extra income. But today is going to be our full-time income. Not only full-time income, we are also going to like impact people's life, change people's life, help our community in different ways because of that living legend, Mr. Ash Mufareh. And I want to say, Mr. Ash Mufareh, thank you. And I will also thank our techs in India for what I saw today. And they came out 360. Thank you, Mr. Madi Digamo, for inviting him and the tech guys from Hyderabad. Expectation. Yeah, we came in for money. We are expecting to get more. But I want to let us know that it's going to be a gradual, everything is a process. It's going to be a gradual way that we're going to do, and we'll get there. We should not expect that we are going to have $100,000, $50,000 in 2 weeks. It's going to be a gradual way, and we'll get there. But there are other ways for us to make it. Buy extra traffic. There are other ways for us to get it also. There are products with high margin. Buy them and own it. That's where you can speed up and make it because of who? The living legend, Mr. Ash Mufareh. He looked into the world. He told us last week that I know software. I understand software. He saw the gaps that are in all these products. And the tech companies suck money from companies with dirty products. He closes the gap. Fix it. Look at O-WINNERE. If those of us that were there today, 360, we saw O-WINNERE that he said is above cloud level. We saw O-NET. Then you know what I'm talking about. Not only that, oh bless, I'll always talk about O-Bless because it's something that is down deep in my heart. O-Bless. Look at the other crowdfunding. The CEOs that are making $1 million a year salary. But Mr. Ash Mufareh gave O-Bless for free. For free. From the start to the end. You come in, you register O-Bless free. No charges. When they, I'm sorry. Hey, Bruce.
Mute Bruce. Hold on
Then
a second.
all the money from O-Bless that they'll contribute, you take everything 100%. That is to eliminate poverty, reduce crime rate, and the world will be a better place because of Mr. Ash Mufareh, the living legend. I want to thank him, and I have a lot to say, but I'll keep it for another day. Auntie Lynn, thank you.
Thank you so much, Oliver. I agree with you on the having reasonable expectations and fact that I think all of us are here by design. Mr. Mufareh, Unpassive, and each and every one of us here today, even in this webinar, it is all by design and it's wonderful. So now we go on to Bob Takusi. You can take the floor, Bob. Did I not make him? Oh, okay. Give me a second. I thought I made you co-host. My bad. Give me a sec. All right, go ahead. You can unmute now.
Yes, I did.
Sorry about that.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Greetings from Bel Air, Maryland. This is your friend and brother, Bob. I'm your friend, just like the CEO says. We are all your friends. I'm glad to be here. Brother Marty, good to see you, bro. Auntie Lynn, thank you. Thank you for all what you've been doing for us. Thank you, fellow O-Winners. Thank you to our co-hosts, Sylvie and Marcien, all the O-Winners, all the founders worldwide. I see today we have about 341. But before I start, I'd like to appreciate one O-Winner. That O-Winner is Marcien Hemabu. I want to thank you, Marcien, for your consistency. I am glad, and I hope the CEO is hearing me now, or the leaders here, Marty is here, and Auntie Lynn. You have been consistent since 2.5 years ago. You go above and beyond. You put Unpassive before you. You are the only one within the O-Winners community who even takes the time to share our webinars. The reason why we have 344 people here tonight is because of you, Marcien and Auntie Lynn, and that is a fact. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart and on behalf of all O-Winners. Thank you so much, my dear sister. Today we are here to talk about the man, the myth, and the living legend, Ash Mufareh. I wish I knew his middle name. It would be nice for me to just call all three names. You know, when you say someone's a living legend, it's good to associate all three names with that phrase. So, Mr. Ash, thank you. Thank you for everything you've done to us. My brother Oliver, thank you. You have covered everything. You took everything out of me. So I'm just going to do an extemporaneous speech tonight because you took everything out of me. So bear with me, guys. Myself here, Oliver, Auntie Lynn, I don't see any other founder here. We've had the privilege to actually meet the man, the living legend we're talking about. We've met him. I met him in March in Boston. So we can testify who this man is. When we call him the living legend, it is true. Just by meeting him, the man is a cool dude. Cool dude. It's like a brother. You see, Ash Mufareh, from my impression, he thinks of every single founder, man or woman, every one of us, 1.4 million. He thinks of us as his family. I kid you not. Or at least that is, and I think Antilene and Oliver would agree with me. That is the feeling that you get when you meet this man. So we have met him. We've met Mr. Ash, the real man. I'll smell him. Actually, this is what Ash Mufareh did when I saw him for the very first time we met. Ash Mufareh hugged me and carried me up. Marty calls me Big Bob all the time. He's right. I'm a big guy. I'm a big guy. Ash Mufareh kissed me on my cheek and hugged me and carried me up. Like we're friends, like childhood friends who have not seen each other for years. That is the feeling that I had. He makes everyone around him feel comfortable. You know, he's a very brilliant man, extremely brilliant, but he makes each and every one of us feel comfortable, very engaging. This man took me by the side, myself, Oliver, and Antilene, you remember? And he just blew our minds apart with something he told us and showed us, demonstrated something that we cannot share in this open forum. Ash Mufareh is a genius and a living legend as we've coined it. You know, what can we say? He has attracted abundance. Ash Mufareh knows nothing else but abundance. That's what he has attracted inside his soul. In everything he does. Even at dinner table, we're sitting down at dinner to eat, they bring the appetizer. It's too small for Mr. Ash. He sends them back to bring it in a big bowl so that everybody, he wants to share it with everybody else. He goes to Burj Khalifa, he goes to the highest building on earth and gets a flood. The man has attracted abundance inside his soul and his spirit. Dr. Peckham talked about Ash Mufareh. This is who the man is. Ash Mufareh did not wake up 4 years ago and wanted to change the world. No. Or wanted to uplift mankind. No. Maybe I take that back, not change the world, but he wanted to impact lives. No. This is who the man is. This is what I call his personal legend. Ash Mufareh's personal legend is to uplift humanity. That's what the man has grown up since when he was a child. It's a thought that he's had in him since childhood. I read a book. It's called The Alchemist. This is where I got this thought from. The Alchemist is written by a guy called Pablo Coelho. It says all of us, each and every one of us, there's a personal legend inside us. That thing inside you when you are young, when you are a child, you know, when we are young, we yearn to do great things. We have this thought in our mind. We know that everything is possible. But as the years go by, a mysterious force makes us not believe in it. But some few people, stick with their personal legend. And as they stick with their personal legend, what they believe in it with their soul, their spirit, their will, and they do everything possible. The universe conspires. The universe conspires and helps you to achieve that personal legend. That is what has happened to Mr. Ash and us. How do you think? Do we think Ash Mufareh, he knew that he was going to have 1.4 million founders? How come when Mr. Ash, when he conceived this idea and he was sitting down in his office in Orlando and was thinking about where am I going to get the talent? How come some company was collapsing in India, I forgot the name of the town. There was a small company that had the talent. The initial staff of Mr. Ash was in, oh my God, I just slipped my mind. How come that happened? That is the universe conspiring because this man has it in his soul and the higher power knows that he is real. That is who our founder is. The universe will conspire and help you to achieve it so long as your soul, your spirit, and your will is synchronized. Thank you.
Calcutta, Bob.
Calcutta. It was in Calcutta that a company was collapsing.
Ash just told me to tell you that.
Thank you, Mr. Ash. Thank you for listening. That is the truth. When I listen to Ash Mufareh, I have a whole binder that's big like this. They're all full. I write stuff. You know, that is what is happening, guys. So, did we see the website today? Or the one on Monday? We have to go to the website every single Monday, Tuesday, and now Monday, Wednesday, and now Friday, so that we can also give kudos to our developers, our engineers, our scientists. These guys are magicians. What we saw today, I've not seen that. The website that they built out today, the build that came out today, I haven't seen that before. I've been in the industry for 24 years, guys. I kid you not. The visualization, what you see, the eye is just inviting you to your eyes. Look at the round ball and the little dot. I don't know how, I don't even know what that is called. I have to go figure out what that is later on. The mustard yellow, very brilliant, in contrast with the blue and I mean, everything is just breathtaking. Going to onpassive.com is like an event. You go there and you want to stay there for a little bit to have fun. It's like, that is the brilliance of Ash Mufareh. And guess what? This website, like he told us today at 360, if we are 1.400 founders, each and every one of us have our own website. Think about that, guys. We saw O-Net, we saw O-Mill. He said it's a done deal, it is done. My goodness. Get ready for the greatest shape of your life, says Ash Mufareh. The world is going to know your name. Which name? Which name? Like Dr. Peckham says, I borrowed this from Dr. Peckham. Which name is the world going to know you by? In the next few years, when you talk of OnPassive, everybody thinks of Ash Mufareh. What name is the world going to know us, the founders, us? If we want to please Ash Mufareh, we have to pay it forward. We have to pay it forward. Let us all take this time. In the next few days, anytime for me, I believe anytime from now, Mr. Ash can come up and tell us anything based on what we see, and we see what is happening in the background a little bit. He can come out and tell us anything at any moment. So we should be ready. Let us stay healthy too. Exercise, go out and exercise so that we can enjoy these apples when they come. Let us stay healthy. Our security, our personal security too, not only our online security, because we have to be careful now, guys. The world is going to know your name. Every neighborhood, those of us everywhere around the world, from people in Papua New Guinea, in Cameroon, where we're from, everywhere was OnPassive launches here in America, Europe, Canada, everywhere. When OnPassive launches, the juggernaut that Ash Mufareh is going to unleash, you cannot hide. Us, we can't hide. So our security too, so you have to be very, very aware of our environment. But not only your physical environment, your online environment, all of us, every single one of us is going to be a target online. And Oliver, I hope maybe in the next week or so, we can come back with these phishing techniques to let the founders know some techniques, how to protect themselves online. The kinds of ways that, you know, these online predators would want to get you. They want to get you to release your information. So our online security is very important. You have to be careful the kinds of emails that you open and what you do online. Now, we are all targets, all founders. So our security is important. Then we should also have fun. For me, Let's enjoy these last few moments. Like my big brother, Charles Takusi, is not here. He always says, let us enjoy these moments because we will never enjoy it again. You will never feel, let us feel this pain, this growing pain before the babies are born, are put to birth. Let us feel the pain. You know, unpassive is that pregnant woman with about 50 babies inside. Those babies have to come to term, and the woman is in pain. Now we are in the maternity room. The babies are going to come out. Once the babies come out, we are all happy. This is where we are. But let me end by saying that let us also pray for Mr. Ash. I'm glad he's listening. Let us pray for him. Not only for him, for his family, and for our staff, our colleagues, the employees working at Hyderabad. Here's what I've been doing for the past 2.5 years, fellow founder, and I'm saying this for the first time. Every night for the past 2.5 years, for the past two and a half years, every night, just about midnight or before I go to sleep, I commit our founder, Ash Mufareh, and his family and our staff to the higher power for protection. It's just 10 seconds. Before I go to sleep, I commit Mr. Ash for his protection and to his family and to our founders. I bring him into my remembrance before I close my eye to sleep. I wish each and every 1.4 founder could do that as well. Guess what? The universe will receive this vibration. The universe receives the vibration. If Tony Monk is here, he will agree with me. Until then, I'll send it back to you.
Very powerful presentation. Thank you, Bob. Yes, and we should all be praying for not only Mr. Ash, but his family and for Unpassive, the company. Thank you so much. We'll now go on to our very own Marty DeGarmo, who is a regular contributor with us. Go ahead, Marty DeGarmo.
Wow. I'm so fortunate to follow Bob. Oh my God. Yeah, I was just chatting with Ash. Sometimes it's hard for me to talk about him because I get emotional, actually. Yeah, he's a living legend. I remember growing up and you always hear about influential people, you know, like Martin Luther King, Abraham Lincoln, Alexander Graham Bell. You look at all these people in history, you said, man, wouldn't it have been neat if you could have met them? But we did. Ash Mufareh is in the league of all of them. I believe that from the bottom of my heart. I mean, I don't even have to tell you guys, you know that. Fortunate enough that, and like everybody here, most people here, I don't think any of this was an accident. That we met each other, Ash is who he is. And by the way, the website today, Bob, it's my favorite of all. It's a masterpiece. It is mind-blowing. I absolutely love it. I remember the first couple times I talked to Ash, and this is as it's growing. And I believe with all my heart, God was working with Ash from the beginning, way before he got to Unpassive. And he's looking, and he probably knew a long time ago, we're going to do something special for the world. I need that man, that person that can do this with a heart. And all the people I've ever met, and you're the most loving people I've ever met. In fact, never this many in one spot. Yes, you're all crazy, no doubt about it. But what company do you know that was built on serving others? Think about this for a minute. One time I went in and I was going to borrow as much money as I could, do whatever I had to do. I started to learn a little bit about marketing. I was going to pay to have a website built. I was going to have sell digital products, obviously not ones that I made, And I started to do it and talking to people and getting people that could code. And it was tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands. And even done then, even if I did it, thank God I didn't. I did blow all that money on other businesses that sucked it out of me, but thank God I didn't, because all said and done, even after I would have done that, I would have to drive traffic. And what we're getting is a custom-made business for everybody here. You can go fast, you can go slow, you can relax. It's going to build whether you like it or not. And yes, we won. God loves us for some reason, okay? Because we're the most fortunate people to walk the planet right now, and we're going to bless so many people. And like Bob said, I haven't met Ash in person, but I talk to him almost every day, probably every day. And he's not like anybody I ever met. He is a living legend without a doubt. He has the heart of a woman. He has the drive of a warrior. He's just a package that you don't see every day. Usually if you see the package, it's either one way or the other. They have the money, they have the drive, and they're nasty human beings. I saw a saying the other day, and it said, the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones that do. It was written by Steve Jobs. I sent that to Ash. And, all of us in our life, we talk about, I want to do this, I'm going to do this, I want to do that. Ash did it. And, his rechargeable, his plug-in to recharge obviously isn't sleep, because he just got home and Hyderabad is opening now. So he went all night, all day, all night. I don't know what he's going to do. So, but his charging time is sometimes when he comes to the webinars, yeah, he gives us updates and all, but that little chat session at the end. And he loves listening to people that gathered in Unpassive. I know that for a fact. He loves hearing to people. He knows all of you. People say, oh, how do I know if I'm engaged? You're here. You're engaged. Okay? We all have different levels. We all do different stuff, but everybody knows your name. And it's only going to be more so. But I knew a long time ago, one time I called him and he was already working ridiculous amount of time. And I said, man, don't you ever have time off? And I told this story and he said, yeah, we had 4 hours yesterday. What'd you do? Filled up our SUV with food and water and gave it to the poor. Yeah, I'm sure that's what Bill Gates is doing. You know what I mean? I mean, it's crazy that it's never good enough. Good is never good enough. And trust me, building a company that is too good to be true is harder than building a company that's crooked. Because he opens up everything to everyone. Do you think he can walk into a conference room with people around the world, lawyers and governments, and say, here's what I want to do? And everybody on the other side of the table goes, fantastic. No, they think he's crazy. And he gets a lot of, you can't do that. And who's behind him to back him? Us. Can't see us, but he feels it. He knows we're there behind him. But I mean, he's like Bob said, there's been things that were shared that I heard that took my breath away. So, and we look at this thing just from the digital products. And if you add all the digital products up, which are going to be, they're going to clean the world up. No doubt about it. There's not going to be any competition. What we don't know is 1,000 times bigger than what we do know. And we're all part of that. That's when you hear people dreaming. I cleaned up my dreams. I pulled them out of the closet. He said, dream bigger. Dream bigger. You don't take a cup. If Amazon can start in a garage or in an attic and turn it into a multi-billion-dollar company, and Apple can start nowhere and be a $2 trillion company, where are we going? And it's from goodness. Every bit of Unpassive is because of goodness. It's all about your fellow man. It's all about, I hear people say, how do I become a leader in Unpassive? Copy the leader. Copy Ash Mufareh. He's the biggest servant in the company. And all the leaders that you think are leaders or whatever they're called, they serve other people. That's all it is. It's not how many stripes you have on your shoulder. It's not whether you have a bar in your helmet. It's not how many push-ups you can do. How many people can you lift up above you? For one thing, you got to be daring enough to do it. You have enough confidence in yourself to lift someone above yourself. Who does that? Ash Mufareh. He doesn't ask anything from us and goes every day trudging through pretty crappy days. His good days suck. I'm telling you, his good days suck. But at least if we're on the back seat and he can drive in his car and listen to great words from Willow and Lystra and Sylvie and Marcianne and all of you, Peckham, Bob, Oliver, Jay Wu, Lynn, he hears that. That gives him 2 hours sleep in his brain. It charges him up for that next lawyer's meeting where he's going to be doing a little bit of fighting, arguing. Really, I'm not kidding. It means a lot to him. And that's where the power comes. He knows this isn't a normal company. My God, no company runs like this. But no company's going to end up like this either. None. This will be in the history books, and we're very fortunate to be part of it. But nobody's better than anybody else. You want to shine? Shine on somebody else. You want to be a leader? Lead somebody. Help somebody. Guide somebody. The old days of I'm the boss, you listen to me and shut up and all that, those companies are going to fold little by little. I'm telling you right now. The talk in this Forbes magazine that I saw, if companies don't change to talent, value, caring for people, giving people what they deserve and some, they're going to be history. And who started that? Mr. Mufareh. Nobody is doing what he's doing. And when that Burj Khalifa went off, I remember sitting here with my wife. She was crying at the kitchen table. That's why I cried like an idiot. But I looked over, I'd go, oh no, not now. But anyway, then I knew if there's 20,000 people taking pictures, and that is the playground of CEOs around the world, this is the beginning. And now we're starting to hear it. Companies are starting to know that we're here. Talk to Bob, talk to Oliver. They were talked to. I don't know if I should bring this up, but and what Ash said to them, what Ash told me to tell them, that's what kind of guy Ash is. I'm going to let Bob tell you what he said. But I told Ash on a text, this is what happened with Oliver and blah, blah, blah. He said, you tell them, and I'll let Bob tell you, but that's the CEO we're following. And yes, he cares for us like family, more than family. So, yeah, you don't get me prouder. And when people, oh, thanks, buddy, for what you do. I didn't do anything. I'm not sweating. I'm not spending millions of dollars. I'm doing well. If I could have designed my life, this would be it. If I could have designed a company, this would have been it. So that's all I get. And I never want to follow Bob and his sister and Oliver ever again. I want to go somewhere in the middle. Okay. Thank you.
Hey, you can't be picky. We put you where we want to put you. No, not.
Thank you, Brother Mari. Thank you, Auntie Lynn. Yeah, let me just chime in a little bit before you proceed.
Sure.
Last Friday, Ash Mufareh just took myself and Oliver and my other two brothers, the OTEC pros, to a different level of comfort. The message that he sent to us. I have never felt the way I felt that way, the reassurance that we have. Unpassive is your home for the rest of your life, for life. I just want to say thank you to Mr. Ash. Those are very reassuring.
That was a beautiful moment indeed. And it shows how much he really values us. You know, he truly loves each and every one of us. Really special. All right, we're going to go now to our open mic. This is your time to express your thoughts and your feelings about Mr. Mufareh. So raise your hands and share. And we're asking you to stay on topic, you know, no support questions. Obviously, the topic is Ash Mufareh, the man, the myth, the living legend. So let's stay on track with that. And we ask that you honor our time constraints, our time limits. So as you can see, we already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hands raised in a matter of a minute. So keeping that in mind, I'm sure we're going to have more, double that when all is said and done, maybe triple of that. So what we're asking you to do is keep within 2 minutes. All right. So you guys got to monitor yourselves. I'll sound an alarm if I have to, but I really don't want to. So if you can just keep timing yourself, maybe you have a timer on your phone, for example, set the timer and just glance at it and keep going until you hit your 2 minutes. All righty. Can we all agree to that? Okay, so let us begin. And we have our first person here, and that is our own Willow Griffith. So good to have you here. Go ahead, Willow.
Thank you for calling on me first. I usually have to follow Marty or you. I never have anything to say. I am so thrilled to be here. You know, I'm 82 years old. I turned 82 on the 2nd of October. And I look back on my life and I thought, you know, I've been through some stuff. It's a miracle I'm still upright. You know, in the 60s, we burned our bras, tossed them to the middle of the streets. We protested the Vietnam War, and a few men listened. In the 70s, we tried to get our money in our own hands and have a simple bank account that we could claim as ours because we were a woman. And a few good men listened. Throughout my life, I have been involved with protest, with politicians that talk out of both sides of their mouths and deliver nothing. And then came Ash. I got on my knees and thank God that he let me stay alive for this moment in history. And I think as women, we have fought for equality in the workplace for 50 of my years that I know of. And I want you to know that he leveled the field. And his beautiful, beautiful wife stood behind him and watched him do it. She held his heart to the fire, I believe. And I am so grateful, Ash, to be in your presence and to follow you clear until my life ends. don't give up on us oldies. I have asthma and I can't really be as active as some people, and I have heart trouble. So I have to pace myself, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to follow you, or I'm not going to spread the word with my computer, and I'm going to spread the word every chance I get. We're all going to do this because you're more than a legend. You became our touchstone. We reach out for you in the morning when we get up. I pray for you 3, 4, 5 times a day because I can see your anguish sometimes. Unfortunately, I have the gift of sight, and that's not so much fun when you watch what people go through. No one can tell me what you go through. I see it. And as a family, we pray for you and your family. So I'm going to end this because I get terribly emotional when it has to do with you, Mr. Ash. But I love you for who you are, not what you can give me. A few people have listened, but Mr. Ash, you're gonna make them listen. And if they turn away, it will be at their peril. Because your goodness is going to shine like a beacon in the night, and they're going to have to follow or fold. So I thank you, my darling, beautiful man. I thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Willow. Next, we have Lily Lay. How are you, Lily? Come on down.
Thank you, Lynn, so much for this opportunity. I want to ask you all to go with me for the next 2 minutes, using your imagination. And let's imagine that all of the founders had planned a trip. And Mr. Mufareh found out about this trip. He said to us, I want to check your luggage to make sure that the things that you're taking is going to cause this trip to be enjoyable. So we agreed that he could check our luggage. And he also said, if I see something in the luggage that's not supposed to be there, I'm going to take it out and I'm going to replace it with something. So we all agreed. He started going through the luggage, and the first thing he saw was fear. He knew that we were afraid because of our past experiences and the way we were treated in the past. He knew we were afraid. So what he did, he took out fear and he put in confidence. Well, I asked myself, how did we know that he was putting in confidence? Well, when you look at the love that he has for all of us, you look at his honesty, you look at how he created products above market level, we know that it had to be confidence. So he kept looking through the luggage, and as he continued to look, he saw frustration, and he removed frustration out of the way. He knew that we didn't know how to recruit. And if we knew how, we didn't even have the tools that would help us to recruit. So what did he do? He took out frustration and replaced it with success. Now, how do you know that we were going to have success? Let me tell you what he said, and I quote, I'll do or die. I will change your life. No one will be left behind, unquote. He continued to look through the luggage and he found emptiness, no goals. We were just out there traveling. Didn't know where we were going because there's a saying that if you don't know where you're headed, any road will lead you there. So all of us was out there on a road, not knowing where we were going. So what he did, he took out emptiness and he replaced it with purpose. So tonight, I know that if anybody had to answer the question, what is your purpose? Because of what he has done and what he's still doing, we all can identify the purpose that we're here for and what we plan to do. So finally, I would say that we had a minor setback for a major comeback. And that comeback is because of Mr. Mufareh. I want Mr. Mufareh to know that this movement has been so accepted, so understood, and so appreciated that I want to thank you, your family, your staff, your team, your volunteers, or whoever were involved for the opportunity that you have given all of us. And we want to say, God bless. Thank you, Lynn.
Lily.
Whoa, Lily. Nice, very nice.
Thank
right.
you.
So what
Thank
we're
you.
gonna do is I have that little timer on my phone. So when you hear the ring, ring, that's your 2 minutes, and I'll let it ring a couple times so that you know that's your timer for everybody who's gonna speak. All right? All right. Thank you so much, Lily.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Wanda Woodward. We affectionately call her Jay Wu. We'd love to hear from you, Jay Wu. You can unmute.
Oh, the click didn't click. Thank you, Lynn. It's a pleasure to be amongst all my fellow leaders and those who we actively see day after day, week after week. I really appreciate all that you do, regardless of where you reside. I wanted to speak to Ash's humanitarian spirit. And the reason I chose that is because it has impacted me the most. It's a subtle thing, but it's one of the characteristics that he has that really drives a lot of his actions. And I took a look at the definition of humanitarian, and I saw that it says he's a person who's actively engaged in promoting the human condition and also a philanthropist. And when I see and have experienced over the last year and a half, all the things that Ash has promoted and the effect that it has had on me personally, I see him as my exemplar. And I'm so proud of him. When I think about him, I said, the feelings I have is that of a mother. Everybody calls him my brother and that sort of thing, but I really see Ash as my son. And if his mother would share him, I would accept the privilege and be the proud mother and share the pride and the satisfaction she has of her son on the approach that he's taken, not just to build a business, but to help individuals, starting with us founders, starting with his staff, and then leading a way, not just to give us material things, but to help us to imitate what he's done. And we too can become exemplars of this son of mine, Ash Mufareh.
That was like perfect timing. How'd you do it? That's amazing to me.
I put my timer on as well, Lynn.
For you, I was like, hey, how'd you do that? Very good job. Good job, Wanda. Beautifully
Thank
spoken. Next, we have Satya from India. Satya, I'll unmute you now.
Namaste, ma'am. Namaste. Hi, all of you. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I'm very happy to be here. It's a great privilege for every founder to talk something regarding our Ash Mufareh, sir. Thank you so much, Ash. God bless you, you and your family and all the founders also. Thank you so much. Because of you, only millions of people will be benefited. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Marty Digamo, sir. Bob, sir, very, very inspirational words. Yes, we pray every day for you and your family and all the founders. Thank you. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity to me to talk about you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ash. Thank you. I can say thank you so much. Thank you so much for your doings. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. We'll be plugged in, be an active, and do whatever we can. Yes. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for your support and everything. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm very happy to be here. It's a great privilege. Thank you.
We know how you are because we've heard you speak before, and you're always grateful. And
Thank
you're amazing. You have a grateful heart. That's really special. Thank you, Satya. We go on now to Mary Carroll, who is in Papua New Guinea. Good to have you here, Mary. You can unmute.
Thank you, Lynn. Thank you so much for recognizing Papua New Guinea. Ash Mufareh, everyone has spoken about him, and it is so true. A man of great passion and vision. He is God sent. I remember some time back, he said, not to refer to him as such, but that is the truth. Since 2020, I thought of the money, the income, the passive income first when I joined. But a little later on, after listening to the webinars and listening to him, something else struck me. Money was not an issue because he keeps referring to that it's not an issue. And we totally believe in him because the work that he and his team, very professional people, have done is, for us in Papua New Guinea, truly unbelievable. We are totally indebted to him for today and our future and our generations to come. So he has led us with slogans of hope, and he has truly lived up to them. On the 30th of March 2022, whilst in Boston celebrating the great marketing, I had a chance to say something, and I said it in my language to him. Ash, you are in my language, Kila e Kala, meaning you say something and you do it. That is a tribute given only by God. You do not waver. You have not wavered one bit. And so I also refer you to the book of James and the book of Ecclesiastes 3, where everything happens at a time for a purpose. And we have continued on to be by your side, even if you've not seen us. At least we've tried to be there because we are so hungry to know more and to understand more. But I truly appreciate you, Ash, your beautiful wife, your beautiful, intelligent children, and of course, your tech teams who are totally experts in Hyderabad, and your marketing professionals in Dubai and everywhere else. May God continue to bless you, Lynn, you and the rest of the Leadership Council as well. Thank you very much for having me.
Up next, Sharon Whedon in Canada. Good to have you, Sharon. You can unmute.
Hello, good evening. Good morning, good afternoon. Hi, my name is Sharon Whedon from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And I just want to say that everyone has a superhero. Mine is Mr. Ash Mufareh. Hats off to Ash's mom and his wife. You know what they say, behind every good man is a good woman. Ash has a big heart. He's so funny. I love his sense of humor and his laughter. and his love for humanity and his intelligence. I want to thank you, Ash, for making me part of history in its making. The world of Passive will change the world. Your vision will change the world. Some people still don't believe. I hope one day I get a chance to meet you and your family and give you a great big group hug. I don't know you, but I feel like I do, and I love you. So thank you, Ash. I just want to know, did somebody tell you to dream big or stay home? Back to you, Lynn.
That was nice. Thank you, Sharon. Okay, next up we have Greg Lakin. Hi, Greg. And remember, stay on the topic, okay, Greg? The topic is Mr. Mufareh. Go ahead, Greg.
Hello. Well, I'm trying to get into more meditating with like Tarina and stuff, and trying to get a talk with together, because her message is so powerful on Tuesday at noon. But yeah, wow, I'm just a superstar, and I'm trying to get the message. Well, no more about like praying for him and his family and all that follow and stuff, but yeah, that's all I want to say.
Thank you, Greg. Appreciate you.
I mean, I went a long time ago. I went to Abraham Hicks in Celtec, but I was never good at marketing or networking or anything. But this is just fit for everyone who gets it. Anyway.
Thank you, Greg. You're right. Unpassive is for everyone. Thank you. All right. We have Harold Fox here with us today.
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. I'm aging myself, but in my senior year in high school, a great man was assassinated, Dr. Martin Luther King. And his objective was to change the world, the way the world was thinking. And I was trying to decide my major in college, and I came up with sociology because I wanted to change the world. And I found out after I started working in my major, I was a long ways away from it. But like Marty had said, I joined so many different organizations that claimed they were going to change, do this and that and that. And I had no concept of marketing or anything. And as you know, it didn't work. But when my friend, very close friend of mine, approached me with Unpassive, he said, this company, man, you won't believe it'll do the marketing for you. It'll recruit for you. It'll do everything for you. All you have to do is just join. I said, I was very skeptical at first, but then I did some research and found out that there's a possibility that this can come true. And then I met Mr. Ash, changed my whole thought completely. When I got in, I was really coming in for the extra money. I wanted to make some extra money for my family. I'm retired now. I just turned 73. And I wanted some extra income for us to enjoy and travel, my wife and I. We've been married 44 years, and I wanted to enjoy our retirement. So I say all that to say that I'm passing is my dream come true. Mr. Mufareh has made it happen. And thank you for letting me share. I had my time on too.
Good job, Harold. That was very, very nice. Thank you. Next, we have Melanie Marcano from Canada. Talk to us.
Good evening, good morning, bonsoir, tout le monde. I truly believe that God has instructed Ash Mufareh, to all of us who believe, he has instructed him to create laborers, but laborers in the AI field, to reach out to other people in the vineyard so that we can turn them into laborers. So it's like a chain, one helping the other helping the other, and then we all will be one big happy family. Mr. Mufareh, the big heart that he has, oh my goodness. From the very first time I attended that webinar after Mr. Jeffrey Mollock signed me in, I was asking him so many questions. But when Mr. Mufareh came on that day, I started smiling. Even if I didn't hear half of what he said, I knew the way I saw him was so meek, so humble. From there, I said, this is a man with a heart. This is a man with a heart. And I am so thankful. I am so happy to be a part of this family. Not only just being a part, I know that this world, as we know, is chaotic, but within this world, there are good people. And as the saying goes, evil has a chance to spread vast and wild, but while good people do nothing. So we as founders are the ones that are under Mr. Mufareh to bring good to others in the world, to spread the good so that we can see smiles and be that light, that beacon of light to others. I truly, truly, truly believe from my heart of heart that Mr. Mufareh was instructed by God to be one of the greatest leaders, dynamic leaders in this time, in this season, to bring other leaders under him to be, a beacon of light, to bring hope. So Mr. Mufareh, the heart that you have, God bless you, God bless your family, God bless the Hyderabad team, and God bless us as founders. Thank you.
Thank you, Melanie.
You're welcome.
Next, we have David Rosalski. Come on down, David.
Hello, I just wanted to say kind of quickly and shortly, I won't expound or pontificate. I just want to say Ash Mufareh, an incredible man. I don't see him as the godly or the saint or any of that other stuff everybody sees him as. But what I do see him as is a man whose mind, attitude, and heart were, in such a right place that God has divinely inspired him, to put together a dream team of prodigies with experience, knowledge, and talent, and the heart to change the world that the likes the world has probably never seen before. To them, I want to say thank you for the promise of what's coming. It's going to allow me to do what I've been unable to do for 57 years. It's going to allow me to take care of myself, my family, and my son. And not only is it going to allow me to be the father I need to be for my son, but it's going to allow me to be the father I want to be for my son. All I can say is thank you. If you ever need me for anything, please don't hesitate. That's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you for those heartfelt words, David. Next, we have Rita Loteca, who is in Canada.
Hello, Lynn. Oh, please, can you reduce the other one? Sorry, we have two devices here.
Yes, yeah, you can mute the other one.
Yeah, it's going. My colleague is going to take it out.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you very much. This is really a very good timing for us to be appreciating and thanking Mr. Ash. And thank you, Lynn. You have been working very, very hard. Thank you for your heart. You're so beautiful in and out. Thank you. I just want to, I have something a little to talk about Ash. For we as a human, always, we always generate fear. We don't know where we are going. We don't know where we are heading, and we don't know where we are ending. But sometimes we overcome this fear through actions. And that action, Mr. Mufareh gave it to us. Knowing where we are going and what we are going to do or where we are heading. I want to say thank you, Mr. Mufareh. I remember that when you come to the webinar, you always say that I'm your friend. Always reminding us that we are one, we are brothers and sisters. I've never heard you saying that I am your CEO. Always your friend, and you call Mr. Madi your brother from Adamava, and all the brothers and sisters the same. Thank you very much for your heart. And sometimes we forget to thank, women. And especially, let me say that the wife of Mr. Mufareh. Thank you very much for your time. You offer Mr. Mufareh to us. He became our brother, our everything. I don't want to go and say something like he became everything to us. Like he takes time from his children, from his wife, and so working day and night. I don't know what time he's going to bed. If you see at night, Mr. Mufareh is there. 6 in the morning, Mr. Mufareh is there. I just want to say thank you very much. Thank you very much. And your action, Mr. Mufareh, is to change. You change our life. You change the way that people are going. I'm sure from here, we are going to take this 1 million plus is going to take the same heart, the same action that you are giving us. If we go one by one, we have 2 million in 1 month, and it's going to multiply. I want to say thank you very much. And also, Mr. Mufareh, if you can allow me one day that I have to call you with your real name as an Arab, I will appreciate. I want to hear from you that I have to call you with your real name. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rita. Thank you for sharing. Next, we have Laurie Lunn. Hi, Laurie.
Hi, everyone. Good to see you all. And, when I first looked at On Passive, and I seen all the O's that went with everything, and it just, God kind of came in my brain there. And because I know the O stands for something very, united, one. And what Ash has created here is just so much loving in our family, in this family, that, it's just bursting so much that, like I take people to their doctor's appointments for the last 14 years, taking care of people. And when strangers get into my car, I just instantly, I just treat them like friends and instead of a stranger. And, and we become bonded. And of course I tell everyone about On Passive. I mean, I rattle that all the way. And I have a lot of people that are listening and cannot wait, for something like this. So I'm excited that I can spread the news to, less fortunate people. And I have a long list of 14 years worth of folks that I can share this with. And Ash he's just incredible. And I thank him so much. I think his family tremendously is, they know the vision, they see, they know exactly. But God has just grown so much more in me since being in this family here. And you know, I've listened to prophets and stuff, and the words that were said were all the words said here in On Passage. It just totally matches, and they're all waiting for something big is gonna happen this month and next month. It's the world's gonna change, and they know something's coming, but they don't know what it is. And I'm sitting in the background listening to these people, and I'm just like, I can't say nothing. You know, I can't put in the comments down there, you know, hey, we're coming. But anyways, I love every one of you guys, and it's just going to be so much fun to get together and just physically actually just be with everyone. And I love y'all guys.
Thank you for being here and speaking. Next, we have Robin Noble. Hi, Robin.
Hi, Lynn. Hello, everybody. I'm going to come from a slightly different direction regarding our CEO. I've heard he walks on water, he's the second coming, and other things. To me, he's a very special man. I'm going to suggest that Ash's higher self and God entered into a soul contract before he was born. Ash's mother and father, whom he adores and respects, were especially chosen for him, and that Ash's life experiences as a child through his life to adulthood were all strategically placed in order for him to learn and understand what mankind needs to come and to be more of what they can be. Through all of this, Ash's heart expanded, and in this became a magnificent being who has created On Passive. Ash's heart is connected with ours to attract us into this magnificent company and creation called On Passive, uniting the world. Ash's North Star are his wife and his children, and we're so grateful to them for sharing their husband and their father with us. And we are so fortunate, and may this continue for our highest good and the highest good of all. Thank you so much. And thank you, Ash.
Thank you, Robin. Next, we have Willie Wonky. You can unmute. Are you there, Willie? Just click the unmute button. Okay, we'll go on to the next person. Listra had her hand raised a long time ago, but she got booted out of Zoom twice.
Hello?
So we're gonna go. Okay, are you ready, Willie?
Oh, yes, please.
Okay, here we go.
Hey.
2 minutes,
Hey.
go for it.
Yeah, good
Go
morning,
ahead.
good afternoon, good evening to everybody. I greet the house. I greet all the O-winners, all the leaders of O-winners, and you all who are leading the Zoom today. You, Sister Lynn, I greet you, and I respect you so much for the good work you do. Parmati and everybody, I salute you all. Yeah, I have been following very keenly, and I just want to say something I know about Ash and what it means to me and the people around me. Today, people call me Willie Wonky. Some people call me Wanko. Like how Chris Johnson called me Wanka. But I know I'm a self-esteem, somebody that Ash has taken to the highest level, to the highest top. He has taken me and the people around me to the level of a stakeholder. Where else will you see that? Where else will you see that? He has taken me up to the level of a stakeholder where I got to review a product, I got to test drive a product before it goes to the public. He has taken me to the level where I have to go to a spring review. All of you will bear me witness. Recently, we sat with him and he was explaining how O-Connect, how this form, that was a spring review. So he is taking us into all that. Where else will you see this? You know, we have seen companies unfold, unravel, you know, bankruptcy, this and that. Where do you have to sit with the CEO and talk? Never in the history. But here we're privileged to see him back and forth like it was just nothing. He shared his thought with us. He even takes advice from us. You guys will bear with me so many times. We sit on the Zoom and we say, this is what we were thinking. He say, okay, it's done. I'm calling my Harvard team right now and tomorrow it's done. So he takes us into consideration. This guy is a genius. He was meant to help the world. He was meant to improve the life of the people around him. Like he says, that is his mission on earth. I'm thinking that he is a God sent to help people around. I thank him and I thank the family that allows him to work tirelessly for us. I thank all those people and I thank the wife that gives him all the spirit, all the motivation. Behind a successful man is a successful woman. He will not do all that by himself. I'm sure the wife is doing so much. Help these people. Help these people. They need your help. So I end here today by saying that I love and I thank him. Thank him so much.
Thank you so much.
God bless you all on the Zoom.
Thank you for being here
Thank
and
you.
speaking. Appreciate
Thank you, please. I appreciate you all.
Okay, we're now going to go to Listra. She got booted out twice during this Zoom meeting, which isn't surprising. That's Zoom for you, but she would like to speak. So go ahead and speak, Listra.
Hello again, everyone. You know what? I always say I'm not a public speaker. I never was. But because of Unpassive and Ash and his easy-going, loving ways, I am here today. It's all on him. He has brought this company and all of us to where we are today. We're ever so grateful to him, his wife, his children, his parents. We are so thankful. I know I am, for everything he has done and everything that he continues to do. I just wanted to say to him, if he's listening, thank you, Ash Mufareh, for your kindness, for your heart, for your love, and for everything. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Listra. Next, we have Kumaran, Malaysia. Go ahead and speak, Kumaran.
Thank you, Angeline. Good morning to everyone. From my belief, our CEO, Ash Mufareh, I can put it a way that he's one of the 10th avatar we believe. The vibration I can feel from the action he do. One of them is correct the corruption. That is what I can notice and I can feel. And he has the big army in Hyderabad and all around the world. And I really want to say thanks to him. Thank you, our CEO.
Thank you, Kumaran. See, Sharon spoke earlier, so what I'll do is put you at the bottom, Sharon, because the others haven't spoken yet. But you'll get a chance, okay, Sharon? So we're going to go to Bruce Gerstein now.
Thank you so much, Lynn, and thank you for everyone who is here. What beautiful words we all have, and what an incredible 360 we had today. I was in tears because of it. I was thinking of Ash's name, and so I came up with some things that all the letters of your name stood for, Ash, because I think you're listening, because I knew you were talking to Marty before. So I'm thinking, what are the qualities of someone we call a living legend is? One of them is authenticity and sincerity and humility. Those are some of the main qualities that Ash carries in his world. You know, one of the things that touches me about Ash is how much what he says was the same way I grew up, where my father said about my grandfather, always look for the good in people. And that was the first thing I heard that really stuck with me big time. And, you know, everything that I said is about believing in ourselves, believing in a dream bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And just when you've gotten bigger and bigger and bigger, keep going further. Don't ever stop. Don't ever stop giving. Don't ever stop loving. Don't ever stop being kind to others. Be compassionate to others. And understand that whatever you give, you're going to get it back tenfold and more. That's one of the beauties of all of this. Ash didn't come into this. Many people say many great things about God and Ash, and he is divinely guided, but he is a human being. And he's the first to tell you, I am a man. I have a heart. I have a goal. I have a dream. I want to share that dream with other people. That's what I'm supposed to do. And that's what my heart tells me to do. So all of what I have in Unpassive is a huge heart that started, most of us were lost one way or the other. And that gave us to focus on one thing, to learn how to give to humanity. Aside from what we may want ourselves, give and give and give. And the more you give, the more you get. I always say, follow the leader when it comes to Ash, because he knows where he's going. And if you know someone who knows where they're going and you're not sure, then make sure you have someone who can show you the way. And that's what Ash is doing. He is showing us the way. So anyway, I think my time is up. So thank you very much, Lynn.
Thank you so much for sharing.
You're welcome.
Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 left, and I think that Sharon was also wanting to speak. So that's 5. That's about 10 minutes. I think that Deblina can be our last speaker today, if you don't mind. So we're going to go now to Ivy Mix. I see that, hold on, I see AJ Deepwoods just raised his or her hand. So AJ Deepwoods will be the last, okay? Because he or she came in just a second after I said it. So that's fine. AJ Deepwoods would be our last speaker. So let's go to Ivy Mix now.
Yeah. I just want to say hello to everybody. I'm Ivy Mix from Colorado. And my real name is Mix. Every time it's like something I've written. My husband is called Mix. I just want to thank everybody on the panel, everybody in Unpassive. And what I wanted to say about Dr. Ash Mufareh. There was a program Lynn and Rob had, and they called him Ashenstein, like Einstein. So I think that befits him because he's so intelligent. His intelligence is divine. You know what I mean? It's God-given. It's only a few people that come into the world with such brilliance. God does it that way. He's a gift from God to us. And I think he's a very remarkable man. He has so many talents, and the strength that he has at times is unmatched. At times, I think Lynn can catch up with his energy because she's always nonstop. At times, I follow her throughout all the webinars, and I don't even know when she sleeps. So what caught my attention in 2020 was when he stopped talking about Unpassive for a minute and he started talking about space. And then he said it's a done deal.
So after he finished saying passive is a done deal, and he's talking about things to do with space, that is a very remarkable man. And he stands in his own center, you know, like a field of gravity, and pulls everybody to him, like in physics, you know, when somebody has that field rotating, and then he's able to draw. Look at the amount of people he's drawn to him: doctors, lawyers, the O-Tech pros. I mean, remarkable people, mothers, fathers, somebody who has that powerful field, somebody who has that center. And lastly, in his September webinar, he has said he cannot fail us. He said he has his mother and his father. He cannot fail them. He has his wife. He has his kids. He cannot fail them. He says he has his workers in Hyderabad, all over the world. He cannot fail them. And then he said he cannot fail us too. Somebody who is carrying so many people on his shoulder. I mean, that's a remarkable man. So I'm so happy that I have a chance to talk about who I think he is. A very remarkable man. Thank you so much for having me on this panel.
Thank you, Ivy. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay, next we have Alex Moinge. Alex, you can speak.
Hello.
Hello, Alex. Go ahead.
Hello. Okay. Thank you, Angeline. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak about our CEOs. Okay. Thank you, everyone. It's good afternoon here in PNG today. It's about 1 p.m. in PNG. So I'm really pumped up, like Mati Digamo is already mentioned in one of his updates just today. I'm really pumped up here and sitting down and looking back into the journey with OnPassive since I first got in and joined. It's been a really incredible journey. I really love it. And as we are here in the final days, my people here, my team, which I built here, I think all the doubts are gone. Now they're really seeing what OnPassive is really going to do for us here in our rural community here in Papua New Guinea. Standing here right in the middle of the jungle and taking the cool breeze and just imagining the things that we are going to do here. It's very what can I express what I'm really feeling here. So we are all very thankful to our CEO. He's a great man, like everybody has already said. We just love him, and we pray to God to protect him and to make this thing become like what he has envisioned and has put it forward to us right around the globe. So thank you very much. Thank you, Ash, and thank you everybody in this webinar this afternoon. And thank you, Antolin, for letting me to speak. So I give it back to you. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Alex. Good to have you. Next, we have Sylvie Wanji, and she is our co-host. She and Marcia, we'd like to hear from Sylvie.
Thank you, Antolin, for giving me the mic. I'm so delighted to be here tonight, not as a co-host, but as a proud founder. It's a pleasure to express my feeling regarding a special man who's a living legend, Mr. Ash Mufareh. You are a phenomenon. How can you bring so many people together? How can you connect all the dots around the world without distinction? You are so special. You are so unique. Yes, you are very impressive. Even impressive, very impressive, more than the unicorn that we are talking about every day. Yes, How do you do? Give us your secret. So before we go and replicate what you are doing, we know what to do. Yes, sir. You brought joy in so many faces. You brought happiness where people were crying. You brought hope in so many lives. How can we refrain from saying that Unpassive is the beacon of hope for humanity? You said it, sir. Yes, you said it. You touch life. We are stress-free. We are not even launched to the world yet. But look how we are talking about you. So many stories. Thank you, sir. Thank you to your wife, your mother, your family. Thank you to the tech team in Hyderabad. All over the world, those who are working, your leaders, they are just amazing. You are trained to follow your step. Yes, it's not about age. It's about something, a gift that you receive and you decide to share. We love you. We will be forever unperseverant. And we do what we are on mission, and we will carry that mission. Thank you so very much, everyone. It was a pleasure to have all of you here tonight. And I'm taking this opportunity to say thank you to all the hosts, the panelists, and everybody. Thank you. Back to you, Antili.
Thank you, Sylvie. Next, we have AJ Deepwoods. You can unmute AJ.
Hey, thank you for the opportunity and joining you guys as a panelist today. Visiting from Calgary.
Can you raise your volume a bit?
I'm sorry?
Your volume?
Can you hear me? Oh, volume, okay. Can you hear me now?
Better.
Hello?
Okay, go ahead and proceed and speak.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. I'm a frontline actor. I'm always busy at the hospital, taking care of the sick, so I don't have time to attend most of the Zooms, also due to the time differences. But I'll take this opportunity today to thank our CEO, Mr. Mufareh. I'm very blessed to have him as our CEO, a unique one in this life as we go through this planet. He's a beacon of hope for everybody here on planet Earth. And I'm a proud founder today to be with this team of perseverance around themselves and this humanitarian cause in helping other people. I have a very big heart in helping people. As a frontliner, I have this soft heart for the less fortunate, the sick, and the needy out there. And I'm very blessed to be here to see a person like Ash, as our CEO, who doesn't sleep. I'm very amazed at how come he doesn't sleep? He's here, he's there, everywhere, 24/7. I just hope and I pray for his family, his father, his kids, and for everybody out there, all the founders, all the tech teams in Hyderabad. Thank you all for what you've done. And thank you for everybody, all our leaders out there who's taking the time and initiatives to update us every now and then. Thank you, Ash, once again, and I pray for your family and for your good health as we move on to the next day. Thank you.
AJ. And finally, we have, unless Sharon wants to talk, we'll have our final speaker. If Sharon, if you want to speak, raise your hand. Next, and finally, we have Dibleen Sinha in India.
Hello to everyone. Yeah, my voice is heard.
Yes, we can hear you.
My voice is heard.
It's good.
My voice is coming?
Yes, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Thank you for allowing me. I love you all founders in India and all over the world. And I thank you to God for the God-gifted family of Ash Mufareh. His mother, father, wife, children, all his friends and well-wishers. A God-gifted family came to the world to create leaders, to create angels. An angel is creating angels, a leader is creating leaders. And from the blessings of Ash Mufareh's vision, we all leaders will change the world. And he is the powerhouse of everybody. Whenever we woke up, we think that someone is there who will empower us, who thinks of us, who thinks not of only up-level people, he thinks about common man, he thinks about everybody. And grateful thank you to the staffs, technical staffs. Their hard work is remarkable. We can't, only thank you cannot compensate what they are doing. They are really a gem. And all the founders that we have got are really great. I love them all. I love from the bottom of my heart. And I love Ash Mufareh, his family, and everybody who is supporting us for this mission. I'm proud to be here. I'm proud to be here and I'm happy to be here. I'm blessed to have such a global family. And I'm blessed by God to have our CEO Ash Mufareh sir in our life.
Thank you,
This I want to
Davina.
say. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you for your share.
Thank you.
All right, you take care.
Thank you.
Welcome. And finally, we go to Sharon. I think Sharon wanted to have her camera on. You want to turn your camera on? I know she meant to have her camera on when she spoke, so let's give her that opportunity. Sharon.
Hello.
There we go. You have to unmute. You see the unmute option? Let me try again with you. Hold on a second. Okay, try now.
There we go. Yes?
All right.
You can hear me. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello again, Sharon from Toronto, Canada. I was a little nervous last time and I totally forgot to turn on my camera when I was speaking to Ash and letting Ash know how I feel. And just once again, I just want to say thank you so much for letting me be part of history in its making. I think Ash is a wonderful man, so brilliant, and his family and his love for humanity is just absolutely amazing. He's just like a little brother to me. I don't even know him, but I feel like I know him. Jumping on these webinars and listening to him speak, and he's just so funny. But I just wanted to say thank you again. Look, I'm still nervous, so yes, that's it. I think right now. Thank you so much. Back to you, Lynn.
You're welcome. I'm glad you got to have your camera on. It meant a lot to you. So thank you so much. All right. I think we're done with speakers. I don't see any more hands raised, and everybody abided by the last speaker. So thank you very much. I think our time was pretty good. Only a couple people went over. So awesome. What more can a moderator ask for, right? All right. So now is our time we're going to do thanks. No, I think we'll do prayer first. We're going to have prayer by Father Bless. If you don't want to be part of the prayer, you're free to go. But this is a tradition within O-WINNERES. We always have prayer. It'll be a short one. So Father Bless will give the prayer, and then I'm going to give thanks to all the people that make this webinar possible and successful. So go ahead, Father Bless.
Hello, everyone. Great webinar. Before I make the prayer, all I got today from the webinar means we are all one heart with Mr. Ash, his wife, his children, one heart with the team in Hyderabad, one heart with all the founders, one heart with the whole Perseverance family. So I got the prayer from Hindu community, And the title is Let Us Be United. Let us pray. Let us be united. Let us speak in harmony. Let our minds apprehend alike. Come on, be our prayer. Come on, be the end of our assembly. Come on, be our resolution. Come on, be our deliberations. Alike be our feelings. Unified be our hearts. Come on, be our intentions. Perfect be our unity. Amen. Love you all.
Thank you for the beautiful prayer. So also, I wanted to give Oliver and Bob a moment to say wrap up if they have any comments. First of all, Oliver, do you have anything more to add?
No, Bob can go.
All right, Bob.
Good night, Oliver.
Bob.
Just a word of thanks for everyone. I see we still have over 300 people. Thank you all for coming and staying. Of course, when we talk about our founder, our CEO, the man who has given us the hope that keeps us here, I'm glad to see all of you. So thank you. And we'll see you next Wednesday. Back to you, Auntie Lynn.
Very much. All right, so this is our time now to give thanks to all the people that have been instrumental in making this webinar what it is today. It's a relatively new webinar, but I believe it's pretty successful. It's good attendance, and I believe we offer value to everyone. So first of all, I'd like to thank Bob and Oliver, because they are the hosts, the ones that came up with the idea of making this webinar public, and we appreciate the work that you do to coordinate the webinar every week. Thank you. I also would like to thank our co-hosts, Sylvie and Marcienne. They are the ones that do the greetings. We want to thank them so much. Did you guys want to say a few words? You're welcome to say a few words, Marcienne and Sylvie. 1 minute each, if you'd like to. All right. So now
Yes, everybody for
Okay, go
coming.
for it.
That's
Yeah,
it.
go ahead.
We are happy
Go
for you all to be here.
Yes, added to that, I just want to appreciate all of you to say that we value you. Thank you for coming. We are all one now and then. So let's go around and spread the good news, because what we have in hands is the never done before. Thank you to our CEO. We love you all. Next Wednesday, come on time and enjoy the music, and we're going to have more and more great topics. Thank you.
Thank you. Marcienne, did you want to say something? Go ahead. You okay? I guess she might be busy at the moment. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, you can
No,
speak. Yeah, go
actually,
for it.
I just wanted to say that we appreciate everybody that has taken their time to be here tonight with us. It's our home, it's our passive, it's our family. Please come again next Wednesday. We'll be here together with another great topic. And thank you, Mr. Mufareh.
Thank you. All right. We want to also now go to the ladies who make our graphics, and I'll step aside a bit so you can really enjoy what they made for us. Okay, hold on. Wait, hold on 1 second. I got to talk to somebody. I gotta make an announcement, but first let me finish the thank yous and then I'll make the announcement. It's from corporate. Okay, so where were we? Thank you to the graphic artists, June and Myra. So I want to give them a chance to say a couple words. June and Myra, come on down. You guys can unmute on your own.
Yes. Thank you, everyone. The panel, everyone speaking, the OTech guys. I just love you guys. And everyone who spoke today was just getting to my heart. I was practically in tears because everything they were saying, I also feel the same way about Ash, because he's yeah, I don't want to get started because I'll start again. But thank you, Myra and I, we really do appreciate that everyone loves our graphics that we do put up every week. And okay, Myra, your turn.
Thank you, June. Myra, your turn. Just unmute.
Okay, here we go. Well, I'm glad to see all the winners again tonight. You know, when I first joined on Passive and I heard Mr. Mufareh speak for the first time, and when he quoted the correction to the corruption, on that day on, I decided to follow this man. And every webinar I attended, I had this gut feeling, if you will, that something special, you know, I have found finally something special. I'm just so glad to be part of a Passive Revolution. Mr. Mufareh allows all to be founders, you know, on his vision, and we all here together and following, you know, his humbleness and kindness, because he treats everybody equally and enforce everybody to help one another with no competition, and I love him for that. This is a roller coaster from some of us, you know, and I don't want it to get off from this roller coaster, because with the ups and downs that we go through, I take this journey anytime. I love Mr. Mufareh's heart, mind, and soul, and that's what I can say. And I love you guys too. Thank you.
Know how much we appreciate you. We appreciate you a lot. All right, and now is our turn to thank our chat guardians. And tonight, usually we have John Barilla here, but he's working, and you know, we all gotta work. I mean, gotta make money till the apples start coming. So we understand he was busy tonight, but he did ask for Listra to take his place, and she did a great job posting the code and helping our group. So I'd like to come Listra real quickly to the floor to thank the people that helped monitor the chats today.
Hi again. Yes, I can't do this fast like John does, but I'm going to call a few names here. Myra Kino, Gina Leva, Casey Zevenberger, Dave who? I'm sorry, Dave R. Roy Davies, Mariam Weinberg, Kushal, Pegu, M. Kaylee, Willie Wonky, Rob Gorman, Nancy, and Bruce Gerstein. Thank you all for the work that you do on the YouTubes.
Yes.
And thank you, Lynn, for everything you do, and all who spoke tonight.
You did a great job.
All.
Good job posting the code and monitoring the chat. Appreciate you too, as well as the whole crew.
Thank you so much.
I want to make special mention. I know Bob already mentioned it, but it's worth mentioning again, and that is Marcienne Himabu, you know, because I tell you people, she promotes all winners. You know, as soon as the webinar information, I finished, you know, typing up the webinar information, she is there. She starts posting in all the various social media platforms. She does this week in and week out without fail, without excuse, without any hesitation. And I just want to acknowledge, because she does so much for us, you know. Thank you so much. Did I forget anyone? I meant to thank Dr. Peckham. She was our inspirational speaker for today. Thank you for that. Dr. Peckham, did you want to say a couple words before we go? I see you're unmuted.
No, not really. I really don't have anything else to say rather than just to encourage each and every one of us to stay plugged in. Let's remain plugged into the spirit of Mr. Ash, because there is a lot of revelation when you talk about plugging in, because plugging in means you recognize that there is current, there is a flow somewhere. So when you plug in, that's the only time you're able to partake of that current which is coming through the main flow. So let us all as a community of people remain plugged into the spirit, the energy, the power, the benevolence, and the desire to be the beacon of hope to humanity of Mr. Ash Mufareh. Thank you, Auntie Lynn. Back to you.
Thank you. Love you, Dr. Peckham. You're amazing. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So now it's a time for a message from Passive. So we're going to have a corporate webinar, and that's going to be tomorrow at 2 p.m. 2 p.m. corporate webinar. So I'm excited. I was hoping that we would have a meeting, and we are. Yay! I'm sure everyone's happy about that. So go ahead and tell your teams, tell everyone you know to be there. You know, you can't beat being there live. And if you're working, if you're busy, we totally understand. But if you can possibly go live, it's priceless to just be part of history. And we're really getting close to the starting gate. I was going to say the finish line, but actually we're getting close to the beginning of this company, right? So I'm so excited and glad to have this meeting. Spread the word. And what announcement? That's my announcement. I think my husband was half asleep and he woke up and he said, announcement. I said, I just made the announcement. I think he just woke up from his dream. Anyway, now is our special time to say goodbye to one another. We're going to take it to the gallery. And don't forget, come back every week. We have this every Wednesday at 9 p.m. and we post in the back office. So we're going to go to the gallery now with your camera on. That tells me that you want to be spotlit, all right? So turn your cameras on if you want me to highlight you. So let's go to the gallery to appreciate the beautiful background, the Zoom background. Isn't it look so pretty with everybody there? It kind of little bit reminds me of Christmas, which is coming up soon. You know, has the gold and the green, but no red. So I guess it's not really, but it's beautiful. All right, so we're gonna now ask everybody to unmute and everybody can say goodbye. And I wanna give a little plug for my husband, Rob, and I. We're gonna have our Rob Lynn Live at midnight, which is just 20 minutes away. Oh my goodness. So hopefully you can join us. It's posted in the back office, all right? So join us tonight at midnight Eastern time.
It was a great webinar.
Good night from Delray.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye
from Thailand. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Good night, everybody. Good night, everyone.
See you at the
Everyone, and thank you.
Good night, Armand.
Armand, hello, Greg.
Bye, God.
Hi, Greg. Hi, Greg.
Hey, good night, everybody.
Purina. Maria.
Hi,
Bye,
everyone.
Casey.
Bye, Willow.
Bye-bye.
Bye,
Good to see you
Rafael.
all. Wonderful, everyone.
Good night, Angela.
Tim.
Bye,
Thank you,
Belen.
Robin.
Night,
Elsie.
Elsie.
My battery's dying.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you so much.
Melanie.
Melanie.
Bye, Melanie. Bye.
Night, everybody.
Thank you.
Good night. Michaela wrote one.
Bye.
Those are free.
Oh, God.
Thank you for
There's the
coming.
timer.
Thank you. Thank you for
Okay, Rafael.
Rafael.
Bienvenue, Rafael. Merci, merci.
Thank you, Rafael.
Rafael. Merci.
Thank you, Rafael. Oh,
Born to change the world. Bob, we're born to help.
Thank
you,
Bob.
Good night.
Come again. Come again. We love you.
Thank you.
Love you.
June, sister.
Good night. Good night.
Thank you, June. Thank you, Lisa.
Good night. Good
Night, everybody.
Hello, Jean.
The same without John Barillo singing.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Night, night.
Night, Sophia.
Thank you for coming.
Next time.
Thank you. You did a great job.
Namaste.
Good morning.
Namaste.
Much love.
Very happy
to be here.
Everybody.
And Justin.
Thank
you,
Good
guys.
morning to Papa Lucinia.
Good morning.
Good night, Lori.
Hi, Lori.
Thank you, Lori.
Hello,
Good to see you.
Bye.
Mwah.
How are you?
Just one talk, right? Right? And Adeba,
So much. Thank you so much.
Hey,
Oh, there
Harry.
Good night, Harry.
Good to see we have Roblin. We have Roblin in the
You
next.
and Roblin.
Roblin.
Hey, Michelle.
Night,
Thank you for coming.
Kusha,
Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste, Michelle.
Have a nice day.
Namaste.
Gloria.
Nice day.
Mary.
Yes, true, Mary.
No, Helen.
My cheeks hurt. Night,
Good night.
Night, Marcian.
Oh, good night, everybody from Texas.
Hi,
Myra.
Good night, Myra.
Mara and June. Love you, love you, love you. Everyone.
Hey, Bree, long time, Bree. Hello.
Bridget goes Hawaii.
Remember that show? Welcome,
Love you.
Bye-bye. Happy birthday, Willow. Happy birthday.
And happy birthday.
Good night, Sharon.
Sharon.
Thank you for
From Toronto.
Hey, Arman.
Arman, my friend.
Good night, everyone. Thank you, Auntie Lynn.
My friend.
Let's go get 5 minutes before going to Roblin.
Love you, Armin.
Kelly some
20 minutes.
Who loves you, baby?
Bye-bye, everyone.
My brother. Salam alaikum.
You are the winner.
Tarak, salam alaikum.
You are the winner.
Mr.
Bye-bye,
Tarak.
everyone.
Thank you.
You win a car.
Have a great day, Tarak.
Have a great day. Have a great day, Jocelyn.
Hi,
Thank you so
Jocelyn.
much.
Hey,
Hello.
Yes.
Have a great day, Joyce.
There we go. There's my heart.
you.
There we go.
We love you.
Love from Houston.
Love you all.
Love you.
Love you, Joyce.
Love you back,
Good
Jocelyn.
night.
Bye-bye, all.
Bye.
Bye.
Good
night.
15 minutes. Roblin.
And we are in it to win it.
To win it, yeah.
Unstoppable. Remember,
My beautiful
unstoppable.
Night, Jean.
It's do it or die.
I know.
Yeah.
Like Chris, John,
Nothing will stop us.
sold you know 120 years.
Bye.
Thank
New
you.
med bed.
Thank you for coming.
Med bed.
Gotta get ready for Roblin Live. Yes, Roblin Live. Roblin Live.
Time. Let us move
Lovely
there.
day.
Let us move
What
there.
a lovely day,
Roblin.
Benji.
Roblin.
Lovely, lovely.
Goodbye. Get in that bed, John.